Did Marques Brownlee, one of the most influential tech YouTubers on the entire platform, really sink the humane AI pin with his negative review? Should people who have millions of followers, such as Marques, be able to share their authentic experiences about products like that, even if they're going to be negative? Well, I don't think so. I think if you have that many followers online, you have a moral obligation to do the right thing and not share your authentic opinion, even if it is negative, because it could negatively impact the company. Likewise, I don't think you should be sharing any positive opinions about the product at all, because obviously if you share positive opinions about the product and what you actually say is going to be influencing people and their buying decisions, well obviously you don't want to influence that in the other direction as well. Sorry, what's that? Sorry, I can't hear your hypocrisy over the headphones I'm wearing. You're okay when companies are paying influencers to say nice things about a product, but when a influencer shares a genuinely negative review, he goes over in immense detail in that video talking about why the product was not offering the value that Humane was claiming it would, and really was not worth the price point that you were going to buy it at, plus the subscription fee, which if you've seen my video talking about the AI smartwatch created by Microsoft back in 2003, why creating a product that has to have a subscription fee attached to it to work is a terrible idea. What are we even talking about? This is lunacy. It blows my mind that there are genuinely some people on Twitter here that say because Marques has such a large following, he is morally obligated to not share his negative opinion, even if it directly impacts the company that he's reviewing. He's a tech influencer. He reviews tech products. That's what he does. Like, I'm sorry if people think that he is somehow in the wrong here, but you can't have it both ways. That's how sponsorships work. Sponsorships are where companies are paying people to say nice things about their products so that more people buy it. Marques is doing the genuinely morally right thing and telling people, hey, this is not a product that is worth it in my genuine opinion. I thought you should know. How are people actually thinking that Marques's negative and authentic review video, just him genuinely expressing his opinions about what he thought of the product, how do people think that's an abomination when we had people like Larry David, Tom Brady getting paid millions of dollars to promote cryptocurrency exchanges right before the most massive cryptocurrency tank in history occurred? And people lost thousands, if not millions of dollars, depending on your level of wealth. That's part of the reason that I wanted to throw my 2 cents into the mix, whatever that's worth. Because, I don't see a lot of people drawing the comparison that review videos, which are meant to be nonpartisan, supposed to be a genuine, authentic review, talking about the good, talking about the bad, letting the viewer, end up making their decision, but ultimately, you as somebody who is going to be reviewing it, you're giving your opinion. You are telling people what you think of it, and then they have, based on the basis of your opinion and the review that you've created, and the review video that in Marques's case, he's created, you as the consumer then get to make the decision, should I purchase this or not? And with something as expensive as the Humane AI pin is actually set up as, and with a subscription fee to boot, I don't see how anybody could not be coming to Marques's side in this. Because again, it's absolute hypocrisy that people are actually saying that he is somehow morally in the wrong here for tanking the company's sales as a result of his review video because he has that much influence, when he's literally a tech reviewer. And on the opposite side of the spectrum, companies pay people all the time to say nice things about their product, even when their product is not necessarily sound or good, depending on whatever your objective view of what sound or good are. But I have to remind myself every now and again that Twitter is like the child you bring to Disneyland and they complain that the lines are too long. Twitter cannot be made happy under any circumstances. If remember, not too long ago, we had Twitter absolutely berating these influencers online for taking on promotions by cryptocurrency exchanges such as FTX. FTX paid tons of influencers to talk about the FTX platform for trading cryptocurrency, and as a result of the influence that these people had that were getting paid by FTX, a lot of people signed up and put their money into FTX and lost money. And that is a terrible, terrible thing. People were raking these influencers over the coals by saying, how dare you not do your due diligence before promoting a product? How dare you let your true opinions be masked by money? And yet, not even a couple months later, people are saying the exact opposite thing about Marques, because they're like, how dare you express your true opinion? Don't you know that that's gonna negatively impact that company? Like, it really seems like you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. Marques Brownlee makes a genuine review video talking about how he doesn't think that a product is worth it, and people are saying that he should not be saying those things because it's gonna negatively impact the company and the product that he's reviewing. And then on the other side of things, people are berating influencers who took on cryptocurrency promotions with little to no due diligence because of the fact that they were masking their true opinions to get more money. Like, am I missing something here? Is there something that I did not see in Marques's video? I watched it, by the way. I watched the whole thing all the way through, and I thought every point that he made, you know what? Matter of fact, I even watched the follow-up video that he produced the day after the video launched and got a ton of hate online. And in both those videos, his opinions are perfectly expressed clearly. He's genuine, he's not trying to hide the fact, and he certainly doesn't back down when Twitter came after him. You know, whatever Twitter's opinions are worth, probably the same as my 2 cents. But the point still stands, Marques in both of those videos made it very clear that these are his genuine opinions. He's a tech reviewer, and you know, he's reviewing tech, and anything other than his true opinions and what he as a person reviewing that tech thinks about the product would be less than genuine. But the point is, in both of those videos that Marques has produced and put out on YouTube, he makes genuinely good points. He talks about the good and he talks about the bad, even though it's mostly bad. They're trying to do something new and innovative, humane AI in that case. Now don't get me wrong, I love that companies try and do new innovative things and try and push boundaries and create new technology that hasn't been seen before. But we gotta remember here, guys, in 2007 when Apple released the iPhone and announced it to the world for the first time, they didn't release some early access shitty iPhone that was $700 with a subscription fee attached to it and said, oh no, we're gonna continue to work on this and make it better, and as it improves over time, you know, we'll make it ideal to what the consumer actually wants. No, when Apple announced the iPhone in 2007, when Steve Jobs did his big presentation on stage, he went out there and announced something that had never been seen before. The ability for the screen and the buttons to change based on what user interface you want, a simple, easy to use interface with one button just on the bottom, the home button. These were simple interfaces that made it easy for people to adapt this innovative technology. The technology was amazing, but it also was presented in a way that made it so that it was easier for adoption. And that's something that these new products just aren't doing. And Marques talks about that a couple times in his video. He mentions the fact that it's like these companies come from a universe where we don't have smartphones yet. Smartphones haven't been invented. And these are the products that are being created as a result of it. And it's like, but we do live in the universe where smartphones have been created, so anything that a smartphone could do, they can probably do it better than these products. And they do, and Marques points that out. So to say that he has some sort of moral obligation to these companies to not just genuinely express his honest opinions about a product is ludicrous. It doesn't make any sense. I guess the TLDR of this is that I just genuinely don't understand how people can genuinely be upset about a reviewer, somebody who reviews tech. That is what their YouTube channel does, aside from, you know, a couple other things. But the main purpose of the channel is to review tech. How they can be mad about somebody expressing their honest opinions when there are people who are far bigger in influence than Marques Brownlee getting paid millions, if not billions of dollars to promote products that most oftentimes they hardly even use. This is a little bit different of a video than what I normally do, but I just wanted to point out the hypocrisy for the people that are actually, you know, saying that Marques Brownlee is somehow in the wrong here for just genuinely making a review video about a product he did not like. And if you look at the review video, you can see that all of the points that he made are completely valid. And we, specifically me, I say we as consumers, but me as a person, I thought about buying this product. Now, after watching Marques's video, I understand how it could be useful, but I understand for the most part, it is super expensive and I have to pay a subscription fee to get it to work because it runs completely separate, adjacent to your phone. And all the things that it could potentially do for me, answering questions, looking up directions, taking photos, whatever, I've got a phone for that. I come from a universe where we invented the smartphone before we invented the humane AI pin. I am not going to apologize for that. And neither should Marques. Marques should keep on making authentic videos. And honestly, I think that we should be thankful that channels out there like Marques exist because they have the ability to be honest, genuine, and authentic about their tech reviews. If Marques went on and promoted a headset that was absolutely terrible in sound quality, but he said, you know, oh, this is the best headset I've ever seen. It's so comfortable, it's so great, and then everyone buys it and everyone spends, you know, $800 in a subscription fee to go buy these new pair of headphones, and for everyone they break after 2 weeks, well, what does that say on his credibility? Just because he makes a negative review talking about how he didn't like a product doesn't change the fact that if people actually went out and bought the product and then went to Marques's video and saw, oh, he made a negative review about it, maybe I shouldn't have bought it, that extends both ways. If he makes a positive video about something and then people buy it and it's reviewed negatively, that also impacts him. Now, I'm not one to stifle innovation. In fact, when new tech companies come out with products or services or platforms that are new and innovative, I want to see what exactly it is they're offering. But if a company like Humane creates an AI pin that they claim will offer new benefits that are going to be different from an iPhone or a Samsung or a Huawei or any other smartphone on the market, well, it better live up to those expectations. And if it doesn't, don't blame it on the reviewers who are just simply stating their honest opinions about things, because we owe it to those reviewers to keep things completely transparent, no matter how much they're getting paid. With that being said, I'll see you in the next one.